Good morning. Let me see if I can't find, here we go. See if we have the remote to these things. It might be unplugged. Oh. Maybe not. I don't know. These are eyeballs. Not working right now. Good morning, good morning. How are you? I thought we would use this guy for a visual hook to start. And if you are hopping in today on the replay, be sure to say hello and hashtag replay. Good morning, Dom. So I've got my laptop here today so that I can see comments. I did forget my mic, so I'm sorry if I sound a bit echoey compared to normal. But today is day one of our annual, I think this is our third or fourth season teaching the annual Black Friday Masterclass. Now, I didn't quite market it that way this year. Let me just pull you up, you guys, and see, why can't I see you live from the group here? Shoot. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I was hoping if I bring a second device, I could see comments. And for some reason on my laptop, it's not showing that I'm live, but it does say I'm live from my phone. So today, day one, is really just about introducing myself, sharing a bit about my story, and then preparing you guys for what's to come over the next 5 days, okay? So today, I really want you to think about what is the intention that you're setting coming into this container. What is your intention for being here with 319 other souls? And what is the result that you really want to take away from our time together? I can tell you right now, everything that I offer is value. It is incredible. It is potent. There is no fluff. As a single mom of 4 with virtually no support system outside of people that I pay and hire and a very small handful of trusted friends, I had to have systems and frameworks that work for chronically ill people, that work on a budget, that don't require a lot of capital. And that's where I started my business from. I built my business from a cell phone with a baby on my boob, with a cell phone with a cracked screen. So, I apologize, I don't know why this isn't working. When you set the intention that you are going to learn something, that you are going to see this through and find a takeaway, even if maybe you've already taken marketing, maybe you've already taken video, maybe you've already got a mentor, but I can promise you that you're going to learn something here. If you come with a coachable mind, you come open to receiving the information that I'm going to deliver, and you show up. You show up, you engage, you participate, because here's the thing. If I'm showing up and delivering potentially 8 hours of lecture content, delivering the strategy that I can turn around and clients pay me $5,000 to $10,000 a year for, if I'm taking time out of my day away from my family, giving you these assets, I want there to be an energetic exchange. And so for me, often that is engagement, right? Even just something as simple as showing up, putting skin in the game, and engaging with the activations and the videos those are the people that get the most out of it. Those are the people that get seen. Those are the people who get people reaching out to them. Those are the people that are getting the most sales. And so you can absolutely walk away from the next 5 days with a transformation, with a result, with a win. Because I'm giving it all up front, and it literally just comes down to what is the intention that you have set for the result that you want to get. Is it to have more structure in your business? Is it to illuminate the path of influence? Is it to increase credibility? Do you want to learn how to sell out your courses this Black Friday? So before I came on here, I was preparing my lunch and I was just taking some notes out of my Google Doc. I put this program together over the past 4 to 5 years, and I'm really, really simplifying it now to get it ready to be packaged differently so that we can process. So from Google Docs, I got a little bit of what I want to cover today, but really what today is about is sharing my story and my testimonial so that you understand not only what are we going to get into over the next 5 days, but what makes me qualified to even teach this? What makes me qualified to charge what I charge, to teach what I teach, to hold the energetic capacity that I do? And that, there we go. It really comes down to your nervous system capacity. There we are. I can see myself on the laptop now. I look fabulous. It's muted. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, I can see, definitely feel that. And there's a reason this live came into my field this morning. Yes, Dom. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Okay, I can see your comments now. I do not know what is up with that bug. Now I can see the comments on the cell phone as well. So this is good. This is working. These community chats are read only. Okay, that's just a pop-up. Okay, Facebook looks so different from a laptop than it does a computer. So I am going to just be peeking at my notes a little bit, but it's really, this is what I live, breathe, eat, sleep. This is, my parenting is attached to this, okay? Everything I am is this program, the Axiom of Illumination and the geometry of influence. Everything that has happened to me in my life, good morning, Micah, that was traumatic, that broke me down, that cracked my consciousness wide open, was truly an initiation process to my own ascension, okay? Thank you for engaging in the chat. So this workshop is going to be for you if you are called to move from more luminosity and coherence, okay? This isn't hitting a 5, 10, 12, 20K month and then crashing out. This is not, oh, I know that I need to be doing this in my business, but I'm avoiding it because it's uncomfortable. This is going to endless master classes, unlike this one, and looking for a result and not actually implementing what you are being taught. When we have coherence, we have clarity. And when we have clarity, we have alignment, right? So if you are ready to embody high frequency leadership, this looks like not people pleasing, not over serving. This looks like being able to step away from your business and having it still generate income. This workshop is going to be for you if you desire a brand that feels like a living, breathing field of consciousness and not just a business, right? I shared this before. This brand was built around who I actually am, who I always was, and who I am meant to become, okay? Does that always look how we envision it? No. Sometimes things work out and it is nothing like we planned, but it is exactly how it's meant to be. when I talk about this, I'm talking about how when I started, I was a spiritual life coach and a meditation practitioner. I had just experienced a profound spiritual awakening. I had awakened to the fact that I was in a psychologically abusive relationship, that I had been groomed by a sexual predator, and that my daughters were being sexually molested. At the time, I hadn't worked in 6 years. I was a retired sex worker as a stripper. I met the children's father as a stripper working in the strip club. I was making $100,000 a year. He didn't even speak English when we met. He would just give me copious amounts of money. I wouldn't have to dance. And to me, this looked like safety. To me, this looked like love, because I was someone who was raised in a very dysfunctional household. One of my first memories that I unlocked with past life regression was being locked into my room. And my mom had 3 children by the time she was 21 years old. She was in nursing school to become a labor and delivery nurse. My grandfather's a doctor. I have 2 grandfathers who are doctors. My grandmother's a nurse. My aunts are all nurses. And I was being locked in this hot room of a mobile home trailer. And I was using the floor vent to defecate and urinate, because my mom worked nights and she was overwhelmed and she struggled with mental health my entire life. And so it was safer to have me locked in that room while she slept. I was a very busy child. I was an ADHD child. I was highly allergic to red dye. Any red popsicle would create a rash anywhere it dripped on my body. And I was being beaten. We never had any food in the house, and I was locked in that hot room, and I would be afraid to come out, to the point where there was, my room was at the front of the trailer, and then there was a bathroom right next to it. One time I snuck out, so there was like my bedroom, a bathroom, another bedroom, a living room, a kitchen, the parents' master room. I snuck out of my room and drank out of the toilet. I was so thirsty because I was afraid of being beat. And so I was very conditioned until about the age 33. My mother was my best friend. I told her everything, and I wouldn't move without her approval. And so this led to me just doing nothing, living my life in functional freeze, until I had that awakening. And I started there as a meditation practitioner and a life coach. God slowly showed me step by step through intuitive nudges what the path was for me that I was going to take. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I first had that past life regression and unlocked those memories, the practitioner that did that to me was very predatory, and there were not support in place for me receiving that type of an activation. I knew from that moment that I had a calling to protect others that were in vulnerable situations. And so I became a certified and licensed meditation practitioner and healer. I got my children out of that abusive situation, and I wrote my first bestseller about my childhood abuse in 2022 through the book Entangled No More: Women Who Broke Free of Abuse and Are Building Empires. That book got picked up by a movie, and some of you may know Joe Vitale from The Secret. So right after that book, I was invited to be in a documentary, of which I didn't invest in. It was a $20,000 investment. I had just gone viral. I had deleted my viral videos. Again, nervous system capacity, belief system. And I started to move into business coaching. And this is what I'm talking about when I said earlier, sometimes the path changes and you don't end where you started, right? So I started in sound healing and trauma work, and now I'm in high ticket sales, right? Now I'm in an agency. Now I'm a branding expert. But it was through the power of the coherence, the inner work, the nervous system capacity, everything I'm going to teach to you over the next 5 days is key points to seeing success. Key points. Like I told you, I don't mess around. I don't like to waste time. I wasted 33 years caring what other people thought, playing small, not listening to my intuition because I didn't want to upset other people, right? I was operating from this mother wounding, this sister wounding of not being good enough, not knowing enough. And while I always had this inner glow and this presence, it was not fully activated until I absolutely discovered the geometry of influence. And that's what changed everything for me. So over the next 5 days, you're going to receive the energetic geometry to creating a brand. You're going to learn the branding of illumination. Yes, Micah, yes. Thank you. Hang on, I've got little ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Branding as illumination, quantum marketing, which really looks like learning the science of attraction marketing, okay? And then I'm also going to be giving you the map of illumination. Now, these are all fancy new words, okay? We used to just call this our content and our sales strategy, our Black Friday workshop. But as we evolve, we want to be embodying that. We want to be speaking that language. And so what I do now, part of what I do, I am still a life coach. And even some of my business clients come to me still for the energetics. But the business aspect of it lights me up like nothing else. I truly believe that we're living in the greatest times of humanity. As much darkness is in the world, we can observe it and we can choose to not, we can learn rather and develop the skills to observe and not absorb it. This is still a beautiful planet. We are still living in the most incredible times. But we are being tested, right? And so investing your time over the next 5 days, what I'm looking for in the person that I'm going to select for a scholarship winner to become a bestseller. And if you are in this workshop and you are already here, we will take $1,300 off of what we're going to talk about at the end of this program. At the end of this program, I will be sharing with you our high ticket offer, but one person is going to be walking away with a full ride scholarship and a chapter into Light Mastery. One second place person who plays full out in these activations and challenges over the next 5 days is going to win a partial scholarship, 50% off into the book collab. And this is exponential for your growth. There is something so potent about showing up in community, about showing up vulnerably, about getting on camera and sharing your testimonial. And I'm going to be giving you completely for free the blueprint to the content that is going to convert to sales, the conversations that convert into clients, the automation to passive income, and the launch system. Okay, let me just peek at my notes here. So we're going to be going over, like I said, geometric energy alignment. This is that coherence, this is that nervous system capacity that I'm talking about. We're going to be talking about how to build a high frequency offer, okay? Because here's the thing on Black Friday, you guys. You do not want to be dropping a brand new offer. I don't want you slashing your prices. I don't want you raising your prices. I am going to show you exactly what the market is looking for now. Okay? No second guessing. No 6 months of market research. I love it, Dom. Embodied expression. This looks like showing up unapologetically and telling your fucking story. Getting really good at repeating your story without shame, without judgment. I own the fact that I was a sex worker. I am proud of it. Not only did I love that work and I wasn't ashamed when I was in that work made me powerful. That work built my confidence, because I'm sorry, if you can dance topless in a room full of people, you can do anything, friend. You can get up here on the internet. Technically, this is a form of public speaking. I'm in a group of 318 members. Looks like somebody just left this morning, unless my admin took somebody out. Maybe somebody got offended by my story, right? We have a lot of new members here, but that's okay, because when we truly embody our highest form of expression, you are going to be repelling the people who this work is not for, and you are going to become magnetic for those who are meant to work with you. I'm going to teach you how to anchor your voice into the highest congruence. And I'm going to teach you client quantum attraction, as well as integration and amplification, so that in 18 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months from now, you guys are messaging me and saying, Jessica, we're at 5 to 10K months now. How do we get to 20 and 50K? Right? If this sounds good and you are feeling this in your nervous system, you are feeling tingly and goosebumps, I want you to ground in. I want you to anchor in and just tell your body right now that you are safe, and make a conscious decision that you are going to show up every single day. I'm going to show up every single day. Greasy, messy ponytail. I have got a house to get ready for an appraiser. I've got 25 interviews to conduct for a sales team that I'm building to step away from the way that I currently do sales. And if I'm going to show up every day as a single mom and give you this, I want you to show up ready to learn and coachable, because I promise you every single day, thank you, Dom, you are going to be blown away, friends, blown away. Does anybody have any questions? Micah and Dom, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that both of you were able to make it this morning. Several of you have communicated with me that you are going to be catching this on replay. So every single day, let me know if you've caught it. We're going to have activations. We're going to have little mini personal challenges where I am going to be pushing you guys. I am going to be laying down the framework for you to prime your audience over the next 30 days and be ready to make sales Black Friday. Even if you've never made a sale, even if you have a brand new audience, even if you are not converting like you want to be converting, or you feel that you are shadow banned, I've got you guys. I've absolutely got you. Yes, Micah, I'm going to try to run it consecutively every day this week. I don't know what time. I'm just going completely with the flow. As you can see, I fed the children and then thought I could just do this really quick, and I got bombarded with them. I've got Claudia home today too, and then I'm actually going to go have some lunch, and then I'm going to homeschool Julian, and then we've got some other things. My son's got to turn in football gear, and we've got a 2-week break between our football season just ended, and then my son is going to go for wrestling, and we've never done sports before. Last year was our first year of football, and then now he's going to be, I'm going to be a wrestling mom, I guess. Yeah, you will still qualify to be entered to win, even if you catch the replays. As long as you guys are communicating with me, like, hey, I know a lot of you still have 9 to 5 and day jobs, right? So if you know, hey, Jessica, I've got to work, but I'm going to catch the replay. There is going to be time over the weekend for people to catch up replays. We'll announce winners of the scholarship and all of that. Okay, because Micah will be in a retreat. I love that for you, Micah. I'm sending you so much love. Dom is saying he appreciates the push. I love you guys. I love you so much. It is a stretch of motherhood. I'm just soaking it all up, right? My main thing is to never be too busy, to never not be present. And my whole business was built around that. And I want to give that to more people. And with potential of no food stamps November, this is a master class that in the past I charged $99 to $400 for. And I just knew in my heart that I needed to give this to people, because I was just telling my teenager today, I can give it all away, and some of you are going to feel overwhelmed by the amount of value that is going to be presented over this 5 days. And so people will say, well, how do you get sales if you give so much value away? It's because clients need to hear things multiple times before they really calibrate it into the nervous system as knowing. I talked about this in my second book, Shadow Alchemy, the geometry of sales and consciousness. And also, people are going to get all the information, and you're still going to want help. You're going to need someone to build the funnel. You might want someone to do your scripts. And so me giving it away and providing value only serves and blesses me further. It only brings those in who are closer to work with me. And the scholarship that we are actually giving away was donated by a dear client. A $1,333 cash scholarship was donated to this company, this school, so that someone could become a best-selling author. So it is incredible what we can build here. It is incredible the opportunities that will present themselves, but we've got to get out of our own way. We need the blueprint, we need the structure, we need the community. I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Chat with you soon.